and welcome back to Two Reds, One Devil, where me, a United fan, speaks to two Liverpool fans, Jake.
You're right.
And Ryan.
Hello.
And I think it's been a bit of a roller coaster of emotion since we've last been on. I think there's been some ups and some downs. There were times where I was looking forward to doing the podcast, and some times where I've not been looking forward to doing it. So I think we've got plenty to talk about as usual. I mean, football's been the only thing that's really been happening in our lives at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Not a lot else.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, been a bit of return to Champions League action for yous last night, which is a welcome return. But we'll get onto that.
All I'm saying is the Champions Leagues are like Hail Mary this season. So, you know.
I thought you might say that.
Number 7's coming home, boys. Number 7's coming home.
Anyway, as we normally do, we'll start with the quiz. And Ryan, you've got something for us. Or have you not?
I have indeed.
Well,
I had to get my notes out. I haven't got this one jotted down. It's on my phone this time.
You're building the tension up already, yeah.
What are the
Remind
stands?
yourselves of the scores and the doors.
Yeah.
It is Augie, you're on 2. Jake, you're on 1.
Okay, so chance for me
Are you on 3, Ryan?
You what?
Are you on 3?
I am. Yeah, I'm on 4. Sorry, I'm on 4.
So I need to bridge the gap. Okay.
So will we get straight into it?
Back into contention as well. Yeah, I think we should.
Right. First round is one you will be familiar with. It is guess the club, or which club am I? Okay. So for 3 points, past players include you have to buzz in. Sorry, I should have mentioned.
Okay.
Past players include Ivan Rakitic, Christian Fuchs, and Timu Pukki.
Boom. Oh, Buzz.
Yep.
Schalke.
There we go. 3 points.
Do you know?
Would you've got it, Augie?
To be honest, I didn't even hear all the names. I wasn't really paying attention.
It's a slow start.
I was looking at the running order of what we was going to talk about.
You know, what a respect for you, honestly. Well, you need the second one. For 3 points,
Wait, so
past players
am I on
include...
3 points then?
Yeah, you're on 3 points.
Ah, buzzing.
Past players include Steed Malbronk, Merlin Pjanic, and Kim Karlstrom.
Oh, boom. Leon.
Yeah.
Nice. Back in the game.
3-0.
Good shout.
It's going to be a short and sweet round. Right, and the final club. Past players include Willie Caballero, Salomon Rondon, and Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Boom. Malaga.
Oh,
I like them.
I made it too easy. I thought you would slip up with a Malgo one, but there we go. Veterans of the quiz and sport.
I wish I had that first one now.
Right, so we've got a new round for the second round. Something we haven't done before.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 10 players each, and you have to tell me for which club they scored the most goals.
Whew.
Okay.
But also their country is included. So if a player was Steven Gerrard, you could say Liverpool, LA Galaxy, or England.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. Right, so the score's at 6-3 at the moment. Jake, you're losing, so I'll give you set A or set B.
I've heard good things about set B. So I'll go
You've heard
set
good
B.
things about set B. Okay. Right, set B it is. Right. You're going to get the chance to steal as well if your other player gets it wrong.
Okay. I'll try to pay attention.
So there's 20 points on offer.
Whew.
Right.
Okay.
So, and there's no real time limit, but don't take the piss with your answers.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, right. Set 1. So your first player is Mario Balotelli.
I thought I was set B.
Oh, set B. Yeah.
Confused me already, eh? Sorry, Mario Balotelli.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to say Man City.
Nope.
Ooh.
I was torn between two, to be fair, but...
Inter.
These are both wrong.
No way.
Is
It's
it
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you were
that
good
would be
there.
someone. Yeah, he balled for a season, but I thought he might have just scored more at City, maybe.
How close was it?
I don't know. I should say disclaimer as well. The research is from Wikipedia.
Ooh. So it's probably it's normally Wikipedia's league goals, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, let's say league goals then,
Okay.
just to be sure. But okay, second
Tim
player.
isn't listening to this podcast. He'd be ashamed of you right now.
Second player is Joey Barton.
Fucking hell.
We're going to have to speed this up a bit. Maybe I should have had it.
Okay, I'm going to say Man City again because that's the place I remember him playing the most football for.
Yeah, you got it right.
Ooh,
1 point. Number 3, David Villa.
Ooh, Valencia.
Yeah. Number 4, Miroslav Klose.
Germany.
Yeah, he's got it bang on.
Oh, show.
Number 5, Johnny Evans.
Ooh, is it Leicester?
It's not.
Ooh.
Ollie?
West Brom.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember him scoring many for United.
Number 6, Ibra.
Ibrahimovic. PSG.
Yeah. Number 7, Falcao.
Ooh.
Oh, is it? I'm torn between two.
Yeah.
I feel like if I say, like, whichever one I
Yeah.
say, if it's wrong, you're going to get it. I'm going to go for Porto.
You went for who, sorry?
Porto.
Nope.
Oh, Monaco.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. It's a 50-50.
Was it not Atletico Madrid?
Nah.
I thought he scored a bag load for them as well, to be fair.
Not
I
enough,
would've
it would
said
seem.
Monaco. Fuck, okay.
Number 8, Julian Lescott.
God. Everton, it's got to be.
Yeah, it's Everton.
Didn't he score like 16, 17 goals in a season or something once? It might not have been that high, but he had like a really good goal scoring season.
17 goals from big Julian Lescott.
I think I'm over exaggerating, but I'm sure he scored a bag load.
You got golden boot once, didn't you?
No, I was talking all that competition. I'm talking the league.
Number 9, Richard Dunn.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
He's got bang on again. And finally, Scott Parker.
West Ham.
It's a very good round from Jake.
Ooh. How many did I steal?
You know, I'm googling this last
got
thing
two.
because hold on.
What were the scores, sorry?
So the scores are 10-5.
Oh, okay.
So you need 6 to take the lead, Augie. So you ready for your
Wait,
set A?
how's it 10-5? How is it 10-5? I won 2 rounds in the first round.
I'm sorry, my head's gone.
You okay today, mate?
Just have a rethink of that.
It's 10-8.
10-8, that makes more sense. Okay.
So you need 3 to take the lead.
Right. Sorry, I mean, it was nowhere near as high as I said, but 10 goals in all competitions for Julian Lescott's a bit mad, you know.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But
That's yeah.
it's also a lot less than 17.
It is. I said as soon as I said that, I'm over-exaggerating it.
Right, okay. Your set of questions. Number 1, Romelu Lukaku.
Ooh. United.
No.
No way.
Everton.
Yeah. Brazilian Ronaldo.
Oh, that is a tricky one. Inter.
No.
Is it Brazil?
It's not. It's Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Number 3, Alvaro Morata.
Atletico.
Yeah.
2 spells there, I think.
Number 4, Peter Crouch.
Tottenham.
No.
Was it Liverpool?
No, it was Stoke.
It was was it?
Oh, shit.
What, really?
I think I have seen that before, yeah.
I thought, to be honest, I was between us and Portsmouth. God.
Number 5, James Milner.
No. Liverpool?
Yeah.
Some penalties.
Number 6, Nigel Rio Coker.
Wow. That's out there.
Netherlands.
What?
Rio Coker, I'm thinking Nigel de Jong.
Oh wait, hold on. Are we taking that? We take that as first answer.
Yeah, that's his answer.
Netherlands.
I just said Nigel and thought Nigel de Jong.
I'm guessing that goes to me.
Yeah,
Is it West Ham?
it is West Ham.
Fucking gets in.
And I got that as well.
Robert Snodgrass.
Hull?
No,
Scotland.
it was Leeds.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Dimitar Berbatov.
United?
No,
No way.
I'm going to say Bulgaria.
it was Bayer Leverkusen.
Fucking hell, I'm
Really?
going for the countries, yeah.
Number 9, Javier Hernandez.
Oh. It's got to be United.
It's not.
What?
Oh, fucking hell. I've got no idea, eh? I'm going to stick with what I've been doing. Mexico.
It is Mexico.
Yeah.
It's the only one it could have
It
been.
had to work at one point.
And finally, Xabi Alonso.
Real Madrid.
No,
Liverpool.
it was Spain.
Oh,
Really? Wow.
a lot of international ones there. That was good, that. I like that.
So, Jake actually got more points in all these questions.
What does that leave us on?
It's
Overall.
13-10.
Whew. I need to perform in these Who Am I's then. I'm assuming it's Who Am
What's
I's.
the score, sorry? What's the score?
It's
heading into
13-10
Oh, wow, okay.
To Jake, yeah.
to Jake, yeah.
Okay.
So we all ready for the final round?
Yeah.
So I need 4 points to win, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay. Basically, last round, of course, is Who Am I, but it's a little bit different.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
So, we're keeping with the theme as it's one to do with Liverpool, one to do with United, and one neutral. But each of the three players will have, how do I word this well? They're well known for scoring a goal. So one of the goals will be against Liverpool, one of the goals will be against United, and then one will just be a well-known goal in the footballing world.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I think I know what you mean. Well,
Any
Wait.
questions?
so
Wait, so it's not to do with if they've played for Liverpool, United, or other. It's just if they've scored a well-known goal against them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
all right, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I think so. I think
I
so.
think so. Just do the first one. I'll work it out.
Right. Number 1. I have played with Jack Wilshere, Kevin Nolan, and Jack Rodwell.
So can you say that again?
Jack Wilshere, Kevin Nolan, and Jack Rodwell.
Jack Rodwell.
Okay. 3 midfield dynamos there.
Okay, I'll tell you this much. This one's difficult.
So, just to be clear, are we saying the player that it is, that the answer is, has scored a well-known goal, either in
Yeah.
football? Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, so I see what you mean, yeah. Oh.
Any takers?
You've stunned us here, which is always a good sign. No, I've got nothing. I might need a clue. I'm not going to lie to you.
Right, we go for 2 points.
Okay.
My goal came on the 4th of February 2009 in the 118th minute of a FA Cup 4th round replay.
Oh.
So track your minds back.
So what was that? Can you repeat that? That was a long one. That.
My goal came on the 4th of February 2009, and it came in the 118th minute of a FA Cup 4th round replay.
Buzz, is it Dan Gosling?
It is Dan Gosling.
Oh, what a shout.
I remember that goal.
Yeah.
Who was it against?
Liverpool.
Everton, Liverpool.
Yeah. I remember that now.
So
Very
is
good.
that 2 points to Jake then?
Yeah.
Ooh, 2 points to win it on this next one.
He needs a point to win it.
Nah, I need 4 points to win it. Because if Ollie gets 2 3-pointers, then
Yeah, but if you
he
get
takes
this,
it.
if you get anything in the next round, he can't come back with one question remaining.
He can get through. Oh God, wait, no, yeah, that's true.
Right,
Here
so
we go.
for 3 points, I have played with Raphael van der Vaart, Sheridan Shaqiri, and Robert Hoof.
Ooh. Can we have that one more time just to clear it up?
Shaqiri, Hoof, and van der Vaart.
I feel like these are going to be hard without a clue.
Any punts?
Hold on. This is all at club level, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I've got anything here.
God. I'm struggling here.
I think I might need a clue. Wait, do I lose if it goes to 2 points?
No. I wonder if the dog knows.
Actually, wait, Buzz. Is it Iron Robin?
It is Iron Robin.
No way.
Fucking come on, then. Oh.
Oh, Ollie, I want to see if you...
Where's he played with Van der Vaart?
At Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Oh, shit.
Ollie, I would have...
Shaqiri at Bayern.
Do you think you would have seen it after, or would have known it after second cloud? My goal came on 7th of April 2010 in the Champions League quarterfinals.
Oh, is that against United?
Yeah.
Is that the volley? Where he was like hit
Yeah.
off the corner?
Yeah.
No.
That's an amazing goal.
Fairs.
So is that? Am I?
Yeah.
We just play?
You've got the win.
We love to see it.
When we play the final, who am I for fun?
Where did he play with Hoof?
Yeah, of course.
At Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Oh, of course.
Alright, we'll do the last one. So we know this is a neutral player.
Yeah.
Okay, so for 3 points, I have played with Anthony Martial, Thiago, and Gonzalo Higuain.
This is club level again, yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of silences in this quiz so far, which is good. Hopefully people at home are struggling as much as we are. Jake's just cruising now, he don't even care if he gets it or not.
It could be a landslide victory, to be fair.
I don't want him to run away with it. I don't want to embarrass myself. It's annoying with these ones because you get a little idea in your head and you just think he has never scored a good goal or a memorable goal.
Come on, let's have a punt. No one to lose.
I know. It's Martial's the one throwing me. No, I've got nothing.
We go on the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My goal came on the 7th. No, it didn't. My goal came on the 28th of June 2014.
Oh.
So what were you doing late June 2014?
Yeah, I don't really care anymore because I've lost. So it's going to be it's a World Cup, innit? It's a World Cup goal.
Oh, Buzz James Rodriguez.
Oh,
Thomas Rodriguez.
Do you know what? I wouldn't have thought that. I didn't even click that was the World Cup here until you said it.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
Fair play, Jake. So you've drawn level then? Is that me and you on 2, Ryan on 4?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, shaping up nicely. If me or Jake can pick up another win, that could be really exciting stuff. Another title race on our hands.
I was going to say, it's far more exciting than the title race that's going on in the league, isn't it?
Oh, because you're not in it anymore. Woo!
No, because no one's
I
in
don't think
it.
either of us are in
I was going to say, no one's in it.
Well, since we've brought it up, what are your thoughts? What's on your mind at the moment, Liverpool-wise? There's been a fair few games that have happened since we've last spoke. What are your thoughts?
I think, honestly, we only have the Champions League to get excited about now. In all honesty. Go on, Jake, sorry.
I was going to say, things are not as bad or as good as they seem in general with football. That's looking at anything. You look at Liverpool right now, and everyone can turn around and be like, how bad they are. And granted, we've been, so inconsistent. We've been pretty dismal for the last 2 months. But then you look at in the last 5 games, you have picked up the same amount of points as us, and everyone's still up and about there. Thing is, I do kind of look at this league now and think, as bad as we've been, the quality in this league is so bad that I felt we can still finish top 4. I don't know if you agree with me on that, but
I agree.
So do you know what? I think because of that win last night, I'm slightly more optimistic than I was maybe a week ago.
So you're generally worried about sort of not worried, but it's in your mind that you might not get top 4.
I'm not. It's in the back of my mind, but I just look at the teams around us are not serious. Other than City, there isn't a serious team in this league.
Huh.
There's not, and that's like you look at
Leicester
performances. But Leicester are capable of dropping Hall of Shame performances as well.
Yeah, they did.
Every single team in this league.
Remember, it get beat by 3-1 at Leeds.
That's what I'm saying. No team in this league is going to be consistent other than City. And City will run away with it now because I think they've gotten through their inconsistent patch at the start of the season where they were bedded into a new centre-back with John Stones, who feels like a new player. And, they're going to walk it now. So I think it's more a case of where the rest of the pack fits in behind that. And I look at, Leicester relied too heavily on Vardy to score goals.
Well, I don't know. He's been out for a month, hasn't he? And they've done all right. They've still stayed up there.
I just think when it comes to it, I mean, you look at last season. I know they bottled it more due to injuries than anything else, and maybe tiredness. But they were in a very good position last season and couldn't go the full way. You're just as prone to lapsing because I think you're very much reliant on Fernandes, and I said that on the last podcast. Being reliant on one player is a tricky thing when you aren't picking up the results. If that makes sense. It's great when you're playing well, but when you're reliant on one player and he has a stinker, then it's hard. Tottenham have fell off a cliff. Chelsea, nothing special. They're better than a new manager. And then who else have you got really?
West Ham.
Exactly.
They're better than you.
At the minute, yeah, but things can change so quickly. We're still... I mean, what's the difference in points between us and yous right now? Oh,
6.
Wait, are you second still?
6.
Are you second?
Yeah.
Six points can be turned around in 2 games. Like, it's that close at the minute. But
so where do you think we'll stick with Liverpool for the moment. Where do you think it's sort of gone wrong for you? Where you've gone from being, running away with the league last season to where you are now, sort of struggling to get in top 4. Why have you gone from being this all dominant, all conquering, world beating team to a team that's below West Ham?
Right, I want you to answer that question first before I have at it.
What I think's gone wrong.
I want your opinion.
I don't think you're ever that good in the first place. I think that, like you've been saying about the league, I don't think the league's had any sort of quality for the last couple of years, or at least last season when you ran away with it. I think sort of the fact that all the other teams in the league were going through transitions and not really having any sort of consistency or consistency behind the scenes in terms of managers or whatever, or players. And I think that's why you ran away with it last season, sort of looks a better team than you were, and you've been found out this season.
I think that's very, very, that's a very, very, blunt way to look at it, to be fair. I'll agree with you. I think the quality of the league, throughout the league, it's a weird thing. I think the ceiling is a little bit lower than what it was, maybe 10 years ago. But I think the actual bottom of the league is better in standard, if that makes sense. Because I think there's a lot more money in the league.
I was going to...
Anyway, that's not the point I was going to say anyway. What I was going to say is you can't say that 2 teams that have reached the maximum, 97, 96, 98, 100 points in the last couple seasons, consistently, are only doing it because the rest of the league's shit.
No, I don't think that's the sole reason. But I don't think it's the sole reason. But I'm saying that has made you look or sort of seem a better team than you already were.
Do you think it's not more to do with the fact that it's congested fixture lists compounded with numerous injuries to key members of our, not even just our first 11 of our squad? And obviously, and to be fair as well, I think the biggest thing is that people... Hold on.
What's happened there? That was weird.
Yeah.
Right, we're back. That was a little technical error, as usual with this podcast. But
Yeah,
what were you saying? What were you saying, Jake?
Well, first off, it's not a 2 Roads One Devil podcast without some technical issues.
Exactly.
Part of the charm. It's part of the charm. But I was just saying. I don't think it's to do with I think part of the reason is the standard of the league, and I think the bigger part of it though is the fact that we've had injuries to key players that have derailed the way we want to play. We also can't rest players because we're having to play the same players continuously, and they're looking fatigued. And then you're also looking at an issue such as mental fatigue from having to maintain such a high level of intensity for 3 to 4 years. I don't know whether I've said it to a few people, and I've probably said it on the podcast before. This team has been together far too long. You look at all the great teams that they've been, even more in recent history than anything else, they're only together for maybe 3 years maximum before there's certain players brought in to change. And it was all, I think this season was always going to be a transitional season. I think the players themselves are not bad players, and they've shown.
But we didn't know that.
Enough,
you talk about it being transitional. We didn't think that at the start, Phil. It's only now.
We did, if anything, I think it's hindsight more than anything. You look at it and think, okay, well, because no one before this season was saying, bloody hell, always talking about the fact they've been together for so long. But I think it is the fact that you can look at it now and be like, shit, they start that, especially that front three, and they were in that first Champions League final we reached. That was 2017. I'm pretty sure the majority of the players that are starting now are in that team as well, bar I think Alisson and Fabinho. It's a lot of football to be playing.
So to sort of counter that, do you think maybe you're too reliant on the same sort of starting 11?
Yeah,
and you haven't got as much depth as other teams. Like City obviously lost De Bruyne, and it didn't even.
Definitely are.
If anything, they've been better since he left. And
I definitely think they are. You look at City lose De Bruyne and they can bring in Gundogan or Phil Foden or play Bernardo Silva in a different position.
I did see.
But the only other thing... Oh, go on. Right. What I was going to say is that if you losing one player you can deal with as a team. I think if we lost just Van Dijk, there'd be a drop off, but nowhere near as drastic a drop off as this. But it's the fact you lose 3 players in the same position, which then means you're having to play players out of position as well as players that are really inexperienced. And I think that has a massive impact on the rest of the team.
Sure, I know, fair enough. I get that you've had like injuries in the same position, which should sort of affect any team if that happened. But
sort of affect the team.
This would be like, imagine you having to play Phil Jones and Axel Twanzebe.
But not even because they are centre backs.
Sorry, sorry. Like you having to play fucking Fred and Phil Jones at the back. So near enough.
I just find it weird that you always bench Nat Phillips. He looks all right when he plays, and he's actually a centre back.
No, I agree with you. I think he looks okay, but I think he is a bit limited on the ball. And I think I'm assuming that's the only reason, because I feel like defensively he's all right.
Surely, you say all this about losing your midfielders because they're playing at centre back. Surely you'd be better off just putting Nat Phillips in and having Henderson or Fabinho or whoever in the middle.
My only thing is with that though, who'd you put Phillips in with?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, that's the point. It's you've got to have someone back there to hold.
Oh no, yeah, you're gonna have one of them, but rather than both of them, I mean.
But then you look at we've had Fabinho out as well, so it's not even like Henderson's been Fabinho's been able to play there and cover. Henderson's then had to drop into midfield, and as a result, you're having to play the same midfield of Thiago, Jones, and Wijnaldum, or maybe Milner in there. Up three players who, I mean, Wijnaldum aside, the other two are not physical enough to cover further frailties behind them because they're not defensive midfield players. I mean, Wijnaldum isn't a defensive midfield player anyway, but I think he's a bit more energetic and athletic. But
what are your thoughts on Thiago then, since he's been brought up? The big Thiago debate that's been burning on Twitter and stuff.
Do you know what? I don't think he's been good, but then who has?
Do you want to see him play this weekend?
Yeah, of course.
I don't, personally.
Why? Who plays? This is what I'm saying. Who plays instead of him?
For me in midfield, I want to see Hendo, Gini and Curtis Jones.
So you're banking on Fabinho being back?
Yeah, I am.
I mean, if you're going to have Curtis Jones in there, you might as well have Thiago. They do very much the same job.
On form, who's the better player? Well, not the better player, but...
I mean, form, I don't think Jones has been anything special recently.
He was unreal last night.
I couldn't... So, that's not form, that's one game.
One game more than...
Big
Divock
Origi.
Yeah,
it's one game more than...
Must have been...
It's one game more than Thiago's had.
Yeah, Divock Origi must have been on mad form after that Barcelona game. Jesus Christ.
Divock Origi's had more good games for Liverpool than Thiago's had good games for Liverpool.
He probably has, but Divock Origi's played in a full-strength Liverpool team before. I just look at it, right, I think Thiago's not the issue at Liverpool. Or he's nowhere near the top of the issues. He's nowhere near the top of the issues at Liverpool.
So you're saying it's not fair because he's not had all the best players around him and he's not walking a league like he was in Bayern Munich?
No, not at all. I just think it's unfair to judge a player that is being played, has to do a job that he is not, that's not his skill set. You look at someone like United back in 2008, you wouldn't ask Paul Scholes to be playing as a combative defensive midfield player because that's not his skill set.
I know, but I just would love to know if there was the same argument with Paul Pogba when he's not had the greatest team around him in a lot of the time he's been at United, and he's been playing holding midfield, which arguably isn't his best position.
You know what's mad, Ollie?
Thiago's played less than 15 games. I agree with you slightly, but
I honestly agree with you loads here, Augie. I think Thiago needs to be held accountable.
Because the amount of stick, I think maybe if the price tag thing is
I've had this argument with so many people.
The price tag thing's always like a massive deciding factor in football.
4 years. Wait, maybe 5? Is it 4 or 5 years?
Whatever it is, he's still got stick when he's been played out of position and played in teams that are not as strong.
But then he's also had 4 years where all these managers supposedly can't unlock his potential, and it's like, do you know what? If Thiago hadn't shown the levels he'd shown at Bayern Munich, and, he'd been at Liverpool for 4 or 5 years, and he'd been playing the way he has been, fair enough. You can't judge a player that's come into his team pretty much midway through a season. The whole team is in shambles, and expect him to do...
But United have been in shambles for the last 5 years.
Yeah, and he's only come good when Bruno Fernandes has come...
Yeah, when the team's come good. You've literally just said that Liverpool need better players for Thiago to play well. Pogba got better players in Fernandes to come in, and he's played well. You've literally just contradicted yourself.
I haven't contradicted myself.
You've just said Thiago needs better players around him. It's not fair because he's got a bad team around him. You've just said Pogba hasn't been good until he got good players around him.
Ollie, it's not better players he needs. There's no point. You've been played at whole.
What does Thiago need to be a success at Liverpool?
To some extent, he needs combative people around him to do that legwork.
He doesn't need better players. He needs more.
No. Does he not? No, sorry, I'm not being made to feel like I'm an idiot here. At the end of the day, is it his fault that Trent Alexander-Arnold has not been able to beat the first man with a cross this season? Or that Andy Robertson looks like he's been on the ale the night before? Or the fact that Firmino's forgot how to play football?
Is it Paul Pogba's fault that he had to play holding midfield with Marouane Fellaini?
No, but it's Paul Pogba's... Paul Pogba doesn't,
Why are you so quick to, be critical of Andy Robertson's, for example, one of our best players this season, and yet you stick up for Thiago so much?
Because I'm not saying Thiago's been good. I'm saying he is not the biggest issue at that football club, and I'm saying that if you can't blame him for the whole team being bad when everyone else has stank. There's only been 2 players, maybe 3 on a push that can hold their head up and say I've had a decent season.
But that's what I'm trying to
Mohamed
say.
Salah, Jordan Henderson, and Fabinho. The rest of them stank. Now,
that's what I'm trying to say about Pogba at United, though. That he's never had anyone around him that can hold their head up and say, I've been good enough to play for Manchester United in the last 4 or 5 years, other than someone like Fernandes.
Maybe, I'd say, De Gea. I know he's not.
even then, in the last 4 or 5 years.
Rashford, I'd say. Rashford's been decent.
What, Rashford that you said wouldn't get in the Tottenham team?
He wouldn't at the time. But he's been decent.
But Curtis Jones has been decent, but that doesn't unlock Thiago.
Paul Pogba has had 4 years. 4 years.
Okay. We'll revisit this in 4 years. See if...
You can't. How can you compare a player that's had a run of 5-10 bad games in a shite side that's been completely ransacked by injuries to a player that's played in supposedly United's strongest teams?
What?
That they've had available at the time.
Which have been arguably probably even been worse than the Liverpool team you've got right now.
Not a chance.
So you're
they
saying...
haven't had the depth in quality. It's if you have a hole in the middle of your team, that is a ridiculously hard thing to fill.
Right, Jake.
Not a hole in the middle.
I've got a question here for you, Jake. Right, there's no denying what he done at Bayern and all. Brilliant, world-class player and all. But why do you feel he deserves a start on Saturday? Why do you want to see him in the midfield?
Because I'd rather have him in there, who I've seen in the past has got the ability to do something with the ball other than Curtis Jones.
Right, okay, you say that and all, but what have you seen Thiago in a Liverpool shirt? What has Thiago done for Liverpool that has been better than what Curtis Jones did last night?
I mean, I couldn't tell you what Curtis Jones did last night because I didn't see the majority of the game.
Well, what's Thiago done?
He's had half decent games. The thing is, do you know what? When he actually... Oh... It's not worth arguing with you because it's like talking to a brick wall.
This is what we do it for. This is part of the fun.
Oh, it's literally
one thing I'll say, we'll slightly move away from sort of Thiago compared to Pogba or whatever. But do you not think that Liverpool having maybe not Jones or maybe having someone, I don't know, I haven't seen enough of Curtis Jones to know, but surely someone that is a little bit more physical than Thiago or a little bit more sort of better defensively. Because whenever I've watched Thiago, one of the big things that stood out for me is how weak he is defensively and how often he sort of gives away free kicks.
I'd agree with that.
And
he's genuinely so similar to Paul Scholes in that regard.
And like
cannot tackle for
shit.
shit.
Like you say about him being about you having a big hole in your defence or whatever. Surely having someone that's that bad defensively in your midfield is only going to make that worse.
I just think at the minute there's not a lot you can really do with that team. Like to beyond kind of like throwing a load of academy kids at the back and praying that they come all right, like, do all right, and putting Henderson back on the midfield to shore it up. You've got to have one of your better midfield players back there to hold the hand of whether it's Kabak or Phillips or Williams, and then that in itself is a detriment to the team. Not being able to pick your best players in midfield. And you can go on about, I'm not even going to go to the Paul Pogba debate. You can say that Thiago has been bad since he's signed for Liverpool. It's worth looking at the actual context within this season rather than just looking at it, he's shit or he's good. I don't think he's been terrible. Like, there's been games where he's looked decent, but then at the same time, I think the only game I've seen really, and you can have your own opinion on it, that he's been terrible is where was it against Leicester last week?
Against United, and the copy drove me mental.
Was he bad though? Like, I don't think he was good, but I don't think he was bad either. But then at the same time, how can you look at him and say that he's the root of our problems?
But no one said that. No one.
The way
who has actually said he's the root of the problems?
The way people go on about it, it's like, well, if we take Thiago out of the team, then we'll be a better team for it. It's like, well,
no, I just feel like he's not been in great form, so he like anyone should be dropped. I feel like a lot of Liverpool fans are just like everyone can be up top. I feel like a lot of Liverpool fans are basing Thiago on his performances at Bayern, and that's why he can't get dropped. But so because he got to the Champions League final last year, we shouldn't drop him.
No, I don't think it's anything
I don't
to
get
do
it.
with that. No, I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think it's no one in this team other than Salah and Henderson have been undroppable this year. Everyone's been bad. I don't think there's Robertson up until Christmas looked good, and then for 2 months, I actually think he's been arguably our worst player.
Right. So just answer me this. There's the one question I have. Right. Say put yourself in Jurgen Klopp's position, and you're naming the team on Saturday, and you have who would your midfield free be? Sorry.
Providing Fabinho's back.
Yeah.
I'd say Henderson, Wijnaldum, Thiago.
Okay, so hypothetically, if Curtis Jones asked you, as Jurgen Klopp, why am I not playing ahead of Thiago, what would your answer be?
So, am I having a conversation?
I like this. It's good.
What would your answer be?
I mean, why'd you have to justify?
Thiago had a half-decent game.
No, but why'd you have to justify?
What was he going?
Surely
why'd you have to justify putting a young player who has been fairly, he's not consistent yet in for a massive game like that against a player that he might not have done it for Liverpool yet, but he's done it in plenty of previous big games.
Yeah, for Bayern.
Sorry, the last game we played against Everton that he played, did he not? Well, he should have had an involvement in what should have been the winning goal, but which was wrongly ruled for offside.
Right,
in my opinion.
But I'm not. This isn't a case of me trying to big up Curtis Jones how much. But remember what he done against Everton? Scored a worldie.
I also remember Everton that day were getting ran around the park by a bunch of 18-year-olds. Don't think it was the same Everton that we fit.
So maybe you'd be better off playing a young kid then, rather than the old slow granddad. So, anyway, we'll get off the Thiago thing, but I just wanted one thing I picked up on what you said, Jake. If Thiago isn't the root of your problems, what is the root of your problems if it's not the injuries at the back? Because it obviously isn't just that. There's more than just a couple of injuries that have turned you into a sixth place team.
I think the injuries have been the biggest part. more than anything, because I think that derails
But
anything.
there's been games where it's not been the defence that have let you down. It's been the attack rather than the defence. There's been games where you've just had no edge attacking wise.
Because where does our creativity come from, Ollie? Like normally, when last season or like last 2-3 years, where's our creativity come from mainly?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, I think it's very clear that our creativity's mainly come out of the two fullbacks and from long passes from deep into the forwards and behind. That's been the main route of creativity. Now you've got two. If you're not strong in the centre of defence, then fullbacks can't push up as high and be as effective as they are normally. So then they're not getting the same service. You've also got two players at the back who aren't as competent as Van Dijk at playing the ball long and causing quick transitions. You know, the amount of times you used to see Van Dijk hit a 30-40 yard ball out to Salah and we're on the attack again within 20-30 seconds. Whereas now it's having to be built up a lot slower through the midfield. So it's you're having to change the style of play based on the personnel we have. And I think, other than that, I think it's fatigue. Any team that's had the success we've had and had worked at the intensity we've had for 2-3 years.
So you think...
I think it was always going to happen. It just gets made to look worse because of the amount of congested fixtures and because of the injuries.
So without these injuries, you think... Where do you think you'd be?
I think we'd be up there, but I still think the way City are, they're just consistent. I do think that with everyone fit, you'd want us to challenge for the title. I think everyone at the start of the season said we should do, and probably retain it. But seeing how the season's played out, I'd imagine we'd be probably second or third, and maybe comfortably second, just behind City.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, to be fair.
But I think we would have dropped off regardless. Like I don't think to hit 90 plus points 3-4 seasons in a row is feasible for anyone, unless you change up the team. And this team has not changed anywhere near enough.
What would you... I know we've sort of done a lot of Liverpool, but we'll do a little bit more. What would you change in the summer?
I think it's perfect time for Genie to leave.
I think, yeah, Wijnaldum maybe should go.
And maybe one of the front three. I hate to say it, but maybe it is time for Firmino to step aside.
Do you know what? It would upset me though, because there's that. I think it's sentimental.
It'd break my heart.
Isn't it? And do you know what it is as well? He keeps providing these moments of magic, like he did in the Leicester game. You think, you're still a player. Why are you shit for 90% of the game?
Yeah, like even I say get rid of him.
So frustrating.
I'd still maybe just get the other striker in. I don't want Roberto Firmino to leave the club.
Yeah, you've also got Jota to come back in, who's probably going to become a part of that front three. The way he was playing before he got injured, he was doing enough to displace at least Firmino and Mane. And then, I think it is a case of maybe selling one of them to bring in another, because I don't think we're quite financially capable enough of being able to keep all three and sell and buy. I think we could do with another centre back for definite, because relying on Matip and Gomez to stay fit is like Hughes relying on Bailly to stay fit. It's just not happening. They are two of the most injury-prone centre-backs I've ever seen. And then I'd probably say another midfielder.
Another fullback to cover Trent, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe like an experienced fullback that could potentially come in and play and push him a little bit. Almost like what we've seen with Luke Shaw.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, definitely.
Because Luke Shaw's picked up his game massively, especially like during the Christmas period and that. I think, if you bring someone in, maybe like an experienced pro. I know you were linked with Trippier in the January window. And obviously couldn't sign him because of all the bet and stuff. But someone like him would be ideal because he's good enough to play. I don't think he's as good as Trent, but he is good enough to come in and play if he's playing badly, and it should push him a bit. But anyway, enough about us.
All right,
because
we'll move on.
Yeah.
We've done a big chunk of Liverpool there. Wow.
I mean, we say there's problems going on at Liverpool, but like I said while I was rambling before, you have only picked up the same amount of points as we have in the last 5-6 games. So what's going on here? I thought you were bringing in number 21.
Yeah, I mean we've had a little drop off. I mean I'm not panicking to be like massively. Yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, that we've lost or drawn against some small teams. Like obviously the loss against Sheffield United a while ago now, but the draw against West Brom was really, really frustrating. As was the capitulation against Everton.
Everton for me was a shambles.
Yeah,
seriously, that was terrible.
I think what I've felt with watching United in the last year, we're very. I don't know. It's hard to put this. We're very bad when there's pressure on, like high pressure scenarios, and in some games when it's going well for us and things are going right, like things sort of snowball and we get away with it and sort of everyone gets a bit of a boost. Like say if we get an early goal or something like that, and we do all right. But it's games like against Everton, we're 3-2 up. There's a free kick in the last minute. That is such a situation where United just crumble, and we just somehow don't deal with this free kick. Whoever's fault you think it is, it's across the whole defence. It's not good enough. The whole team, it's not good enough, and we dropped 2 points there, which I think knocks the confidence. And then obviously West Brom, like we go 1-0 down, and there's just no urgency. So yeah, not the end of the world. Like there's a lot of people like starting to throw toys out the pram now with Ole and all that, but at the end of the day, we are a better team at this point than we were at this point last season. And if someone had said to me at the start of the season, you're going to challenge or still be in just about in a title challenge with 14 games left, I think I'd think that's progress.
Do you think that you're Arsenal in a title challenge though?
Well, we're still just. I'd say the draw with West Brom has maybe just put us out of it now. But at the end of the day, we're still second, so we couldn't be any closer, or we couldn't be any closer position-wise to the leaders. So best of the rest could be worse. But
I think my connection dropped for a second, so I think I might have missed some of what you said. But I don't know whether you covered any of the stuff you said, any of the Everton game there.
Yeah, I was just talking about the defending for the goal, and how it was just such a typical United thing to do to bottle it.
The biggest thing about Everton, you should have been so clear, because it's not even like they came to play football; they were so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like watching that game, it was like I think for maybe 60-70% of that game, you had the ball, and obviously they did nothing to win it back.
Yeah, how we've conceded 3 goals,
capitulated. And then, that was...
Who was to blame on tonight? I can't even think back.
Well, the goal at the end, it was a combination of a few things. It was Maguire...
free kick, wasn't
it? Maguire dropped, which he shouldn't have done, which kept a few of the Everton players on side, which I'll admit that was probably a mistake for him, but that's the first mistake he's made for a long while now. And then De Gea was very timid when he come out to try and smother it from Calvert-Lewin, which was very annoying.
I think that's got to be the end of the line for Big Dave, though, hasn't
it? Yeah, I don't know. He's not been at the standard he's set for himself for a while now.
Sorry, you want to talk about remembering the past with Thiago? De Gea hasn't been the same player in years.
No, I tend to agree with you.
It's so tight. I think the fact you've got Dean Henderson waiting in the wings, who has done nothing but... Yeah, I mean, he's not been amazing for United, but I feel like after that season at Sheffield last year, he's done more than enough to warrant replacing what is, I think, a keeper that looks so low on confidence and maybe kind of... I just think he's done at the club more than anything. He could fight his way back again, but... There was
the errors Dean Henderson made. I think it was against Sheffield United early in the season, which I think maybe has slowed his sort of route into the sort of number 1 jersey. I think if he hadn't have made those mistakes, maybe he'd have got a chance a bit sooner. But I think it is coming to that point now where he has got a decision on his hands, and I think sooner rather than later he's going to put Henderson in for a Premier League game and play him ahead of De Gea.
I think he has to. I feel like a strong manager now would look at it and be like, okay, he is not being at the level. And I think either way you look at it, whether it's you want to give Henderson a run in the team or you want to give De Gea a kick up the backside, you've got to do something there, because I think
it's a big game on Thursday for Henderson.
Yeah. These are the sort of games where he's got to prove it now, like Europa League, FA Cup, or whatever. He's got to prove himself. You can't afford any errors, otherwise you won't ever get the chance.
So say he comes out of a Sociedad games like doing well, would you stick him into a Premier League game?
I think I would, yeah. If he,
I
think he has to do. I think he. It's almost a hard one. Like if he just we play Sociedad and they, I don't know. I don't think they will, but they say they park the bus and Henderson doesn't even get a save to make. I don't think he gets the chance. It's almost like he needs to have a chance to make some worldy saves just to give him that.
One question I'm going to ask you actually, and it's only I've just thought of it then. What happens? Say a hypothetical scenario. Henderson comes in. He's not good enough. He doesn't really do enough to displace De Gea, and De Gea is still not performing at the level. Do you then look at a keeper in the summer, or do you persist with Henderson next season? Because I think either way, De Gea, or do you keep Dave for next season?
I don't think is out of form De Gea has been, and I don't know however bad you're saying that Henderson might be. I don't think it'd be our biggest problem. I think there's other areas we'd have to strengthen. I think that would be very low, even if they aren't playing well. I think that'd be low down on the list of priorities for this summer.
I was just curious, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was just curious because more than anything, I wanted to gauge how much you actually rate Henderson because I think he's a good player. To be fair, like, he does look very.
Yeah,
good.
I do rate him. It's just the sort of. I think maybe it was just nerves that he obviously made the mistake against Sheffield United. I just want a keeper that's more commanding and more sort of brave. Like I hate seeing things like that De Gea moment against.
De Gea's always
Everton.
been like that though.
And I hate that teams come to Old Trafford or we go and play teams in the bottom half of the Premier League and they just know that they can just swarm De Gea and he is just not going to be able to come for corners and stuff like that.
That's been the case for years though, hasn't it? Like De Gea's never been, like, that's how he got found out at first at United. I think it was only as he got a little bit older that he gained a bit of bulk and was able to pull off those worldy saves and not get bullied as much. But it does almost look like he's reverted back to the De Gea he signed more than anything. Yeah,
it is frustrating because he obviously has had some. Again, it's a sentimental thing, like you say. It's sad to see because he has produced some unbelievable games for us. But when he is making sort of, it's not even like the Everton one. It wouldn't go down as a mistake, but it's just like. Yeah, that's not world class keeping.
Do you know what it is? Right, it's like when not nowhere near to the same extent. It's like when we'd have Adrian in goal, like covering for Alisson. Half the stuff he does isn't mistakes, but you're like a good keeper saves that.
Yeah,
or a good keeper deals with that kind of thing, and it makes such a world of difference. Not even just to the team, but I mean, mostly to the team, but also to the defence as well.
Yeah,
because I feel like having that. Almost like assurance that if I fuck up, then it's not going in anyway. So I don't know.
I do want to see us sign a centre back in the summer. I've come round to it now. We just do need a centre back to partner Maguire.
Is it?
Oh, flipping heck! I said that when we played Leipzig in the group stage. He was nowhere. Like he didn't look like a world class player.
Now, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you might go to Bayern, they will juice him up. Whatever they do.
Honestly, like, do you know what? He's gonna come out of that. He'll be about 5 inches and be built like the Rock.
I mean, he's already built pretty sturdy, and he's quick, isn't he?
Who would you want?
I don't know. There's been a few names like touted about, but
any Premier League players?
I don't think so. No, I think we'd have to go abroad for one. I don't have a name in my head that I'd be like, that's the centre back, but it's not my job, is it? Surely we must have scouts out there that are looking, that are going to find us.
Could you see that in the background then?
Yeah,
I have interest. I absolutely shit the bed then. I think I must have said something and the Alexa started speaking Spanish. I was terrified. I thought there was some narco in my room.
It's Thiago.
Oh my word.
Thiago's having a win.
Thiago, he's in my head. This is why I fight for him so strong. He's in my head. I need to watch what I say now. I don't want to anger. Fuck me.
Yeah, on the centre-back thing, I don't think the pairing of Lindelof and Maguire works, and I don't think it has for a while. It's almost like the big games Lindelof plays better in because it's less physical, it's more technical, which I think he's better technically as a defender. But when it becomes to like that Diagne goal, against West Brom. Yeah, I mean, when the Maguire goal that got disallowed against Burnley, if that's going to be a foul, that Diagne one's got to be a foul. But
do you know what it is? I think the biggest difference is if you want to be a top team, pretty much all the top teams want to play high possession football and be in the opposition half the majority of the game. You can't do that with Victor Lindelof because he ain't quick enough. That's why Eric Bailly, when he comes in, is able to progress a bit more and kind of pen teams in a little bit. Because it's like, that's why we've had Gomez and Van Dijk and been so successful, because you know for a fact that ball goes in behind them, they're getting it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like physicality is such an underrated thing. Like, you can be a great defender, but someone like Ben Mee or
look at Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz, he's
a monster.
Yeah, he's just cleans up everything. He just does things you think Lindelof is never going to do that. Yeah, and it's going to be Bailly should play against Sociedad, which would be good to see him back. But again, it's only a matter of time before he gets injured again. It's just so frustrating with him because he could be such a good defender, but when you're getting injured all the time, it just doesn't work. And it never will if you're going to play 2, miss 2, or play 3, miss 7. You know, it's just.
That's exactly the same thing I was saying about Matip and Gomez, mate. That's why we need another centre back. Because I think it's fine to have one of them maybe as like your backup, you know, even if both of them are backup. But you need, especially as a centre back partnership, you need consistency.
Speaking about the Europa League, I know it's shit that we're back in the Europa League, but it'll be nice to see some of the younger players play. We've got a few injuries for tomorrow night. We're recording this on Wednesday. It'll probably go out after the game, but I think Ollie had a press conference today, and we're missing Van der Beek, which is annoying for him because that would have been a good game for him to get some minutes. Martial could be out, Cavani's out, or Pogba's obviously out, so we are going to have to play some of the younger players, I think. It should be good to see because there's obviously the lad Diallo, who we signed in January, is going to be an exciting player.
I mean, I'm very good friends outside of this with 2 United fans, and they won't shut up about him.
Yeah,
is he actually decent?
I mean, he must be. That's the thing I'll say. I've seen him in under 23 games, but that isn't always the best barometer.
Yeah.
He has got assists and goals, scored in his debut against Liverpool, funnily enough. Little Panenka penalty, and he scored another. I think he scored twice as well, set up a couple, and he'd done the same in the next game. So he's obviously a good player, and the fact that we've spent 30 mil on a player that's played 5 senior games,
true.
He's obviously, like, there's no way we've done that without there being a serious sort of faith in him being a quality player. So it'll be exciting to see him. There's also
I mean, it's whenever he gets the chance, though, isn't it? Really,
I think he will. That's what Ollie was saying in the press conference. He's travelled with the Europa League squad. Chances are he could get a game with all the injuries as well. And Ollie's just said, like, look, he's the best at the best club in the world for it because we're always playing academy players. There's that stat about there being an academy player in the squad for the last however many years. And I think he's got to be like bedded in slowly. He's still obviously very young, and you can't knock his confidence early on if he comes in. You play him too early, and he has a shocker. That could be it, you know, the way football is. But I think Ollie's the right sort of manager to manage that properly and not rush players. And I have faith in him to do that.
One thing that it's slightly off topic. It's only you talking about young players. I feel like you've probably seen it on Twitter a fair bit. I've not really mentioned this before to use like prior to this, so I'd be interested to hear your reactions. The whole debate on who's the best young player in the Premier League, especially, is always between you have Saka, Greenwood, Martinelli, and obviously Phil Foden. Do you think Phil Foden's like a mile clear of that now?
I think his performance against Liverpool maybe just pushes him ahead, but
I think it's the consistency.
Against Saka.
Yeah, and the consistency thing, I think Phil Foden is pretty regularly, plays well. I think the thing with young players is, it's just the thing that annoys me on football Twitter, is it's so much flip-flopping. It's literally someone has a good game and it's like, Saka's the best young player in the league. It flops the other way and Hudson-Odoi plays well and Tuchel comes in, it's, Hudson-Odoi is the best manager in the league. It's just so reactionary. But I think over the course of the last couple of seasons, I think Foden, I'd say.
My question is then, would you now put Curtis Jones into that bracket alongside like Greenwood, Martinelli? I think maybe Saka's above those 3 just because he's consistently playing. But like,
let's put them in order. Let's put all 5 in order.
Okay, well, I mean, Phil Foden's at the top very clearly. There's only like a handful of players that are better than him under the age of 21.
So who else have we got? Saka.
Saka, Martinelli, Greenwood. Hudson-Odoi, Curtis Jones. Is there anyone else you'd add into that?
Troy Part.
Do you know what? He was the first one that came to mind as well.
Reece Williams.
Good, fuck off. Don't piss me off. I'm just thinking, is there anyone else, or are we... Do you know what? Let's go with them. Let's go with them 5 then.
Yeah.
What would you say, Ollie?
Second, I'm Tom.
Saka for me.
Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, I'll put Saka above Greenwood. Just because he's been better this season consistently than Greenwood has. But that's not to say Greenwood won't come back and sort of outdo him in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
I think Greenwood third.
Okay.
I don't think any of the others come close to what he's done.
Yeah, no.
And the sort of potential he's shown. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi Jones is close.
I'd say Martinelli would be up for it, just we haven't seen up much of him, obviously with injuries.
Yeah, it's all part of it, though, isn't it? To some
You
extent.
say Hudson-Odoi had a bad injury, I think. I think he was out for a while.
Did his Achilles, didn't he?
I don't know.
Because he was going to be at Bayern Munich, wasn't he, not too long ago? And then...
They're tricky, them three. I'd say maybe... I don't know. I really don't know. On current form, like right of this second, I'd say maybe Jones, then Hudson-Odoi, then Martinelli.
Do you know what? I think mine would probably be near enough the same order, to be honest. I'd actually agree with you.
Ryan? Is he gone?
Oh, it was lagging. But yeah, for me, it'd be the same, but I'd probably have... I don't know, I'd have Martinelli or Curtis Jones at the moment, but I'd probably have Hudson-Odoi at the bottom.
At the bottom, really?
Okay, and the other last thing I want to
controversial.
Is out of those 6, do you know what, I'm going to stay out of those 5 because I'm discounting Phil Foden because I feel like he has, like...
Yeah, he's levels above.
He's kind of left that conversation. I think he's like just a well-established good player.
I think to have a performance like he did in a big game, that's a massive like boost.
And that's backing up the consistency he's shown this season. Yeah. I think that game really put him up. But anyway, out of those, who do you think has got like the biggest potential? Like, who do you think will end up being like the best player out of those 5 then?
Saka.
I want to say Greenwood. I think
I'm torn, you know. I'm between Martinelli and...
Martinelli?
I like Martinelli, you know.
I don't know.
The times he's played, obviously he's had this injury, but I feel like he's just... there's something about him, I don't know what it is.
I'd say it's
Greenwood, from a technical standpoint, is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just the two-footedness and the sort of ability to play across the front three.
Just needs to stop being a wild boy, to be honest.
I think the media need to fucking lay off the kid. Poor lad. He's a something every other week coming out about him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He needs to remember he's a role model, and you know.
I think he needs to remember.
Do you know what? Part of me doesn't mind it because at the end of the day, football players aren't robots. You know, like it's. I feel like he's doing what every other 19-year-old kid would be doing.
Yeah, I don't even think half the stuff's even
maybe
true.
Maybe a bit more so. Maybe a bit more so than what most 19-year-old kids are doing. But you know.
Yeah, I don't remember shagging any trannies when I was 19.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's just made up stuff like that. It's literally just dragging his name through the mud.
It was a boring time in Ireland, then, right?
Only shagging mills from Club World.
But yeah, is there any other bits of footy news?
Not really. The only thing that happened last night was that referee headbutt thing.
Yeah, did you see that at all?
Well, yeah, I watched the video. I think it's just on the borderline. I think because obviously everyone bums over that. What was the Italian referee called?
Luigi Collina.
everyone bums over him for how he stood his ground as a referee and stuff, and I almost don't mind it.
There's a difference, though. No, there's a difference.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Standing your ground and starting on someone.
Yeah, like he's sort of gone towards him rather than just standing his ground.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember, maybe, was it last season, maybe a couple seasons ago, where that French league ref tripped someone
PSG
up and
Nantes
for it?
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Have you seen Jack Grealish's tweet about it?
No.
He just came out and he was like, come on, no need to apologise at all. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the amount of shit referees get. I mean, fair enough. Like they've probably had worse than that happen to them. Like,
should have given him a wee slap.
I just look at it and I think you're in a position of like you're meant to carry yourself a certain way, and I don't know. It just doesn't come across very well. Like, I would be very surprised if he doesn't get severely punished for it by whatever board he's...
To be fair, thinking about it, I can't imagine Jake on the touchline being too happy seeing his referee go head to head with one of his players.
I mean, that'd be a bit different. Like, you know, there's a bit of a difference between starting on a fully grown man, like, you know, and, you know, like headbutting a 13-year-old. Like, there's a bit of a difference. Albeit, some of them really have been bad. But again,
how is your team doing this season?
Honestly, it's the whole coronavirus lockdown thing has been very, very like difficult just because it's been so stop-start. You know, we've at the start of the season we were probably looking in terms of, like, looking at the teams we were playing against from last season, the ones that have come down. We were probably looking at to be one of the better teams in our league and probably go up a division, but we then lost about 5 or 6 players in the space of 2 months.
Injuries.
Who's Bruno for problem?
You lose Van
Dijk. No, just players wanting to leave in that for different reasons.
Because
of the management.
No, not even. They were just...
I bet you a few of the lads are sick of seeing lad getting pegged over and over just because the manager likes him.
That's centre mid. Can't defend.
Hey, all I'm saying, if he's listening, because I know he has listened to the podcast before, you know who you are. You do play every week and you're absolutely boss and you deserve it. But but that ain't on sentiment. To be fair, he's a very good player. But I mean, the weirdest thing now is we're having to do like Zoom sessions. So that's an interesting one.
What if you just do kick-ups on Zoom?
No. Like, there's not a lot you can do, but it's just bits of ball work and, you know, fitness and stuff. So it's different.
Yeah. Anyway,
for the footy to go back and actually be able to coach again properly.
Me too.
This is shit.
Me too. Retweet on that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Predictions, Ryan. Are we looking for that?
We had a shite week.
Really?
Last week. Ollie got 0 points. I got 1, and Jake extended the lead with 2.
Ooh, big hitters this week. Oh, Jesus.
What games did we predict last week?
Was that the City game and what that? Like, I think did we predict 2 Liverpool games?
Arsenal against United. Sorry. Then Leicester, Leeds. Obviously, Leeds caused an upset. Spurs versus Liverpool. Brighton against Spurs and West Ham against Liverpool. But yeah, Jake predicted 2 Liverpool wins, to be fair, and Augie predicted 2 Liverpool losses. Surprisingly enough,
is that the only reason why I've gotten points this week?
Yeah, literally.
Oh, agenda and inshallah, we love it. Fucking love it. Come on.
Right, but this week we have a good set of fixtures.
Okay.
Go on then. Let's hear him.
Well, probably the most underwhelming out of 5, Southampton against Chelsea. But even still, I'm going to tune in for this game. We've also have Wolves against Leeds, which is none of the predictions, but that's a good game in itself.
Is it though?
Wolves have been a bit boring recently.
Yeah.
But it'd be a good show.
I suppose
between them and Leeds.
Yeah, I suppose with Leeds, they can sort of open a game up.
Leeds are box office, to be fair, but.
So what's the game we're actually predicting right now? Southampton and Chelsea.
Yeah. Shade form, Southampton are in.
I'm going to say 1-0 Southampton. They're going to bounce back.
Is Danny Ings fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he scored it for her. Did you know?
Yeah,
I'm
decent.
gonna
Old finish.
say 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay, I've pre-written, so I'm not copying anyone, but I'm 2-0 Chelsea. Alright,
I mean,
next
you wouldn't
up.
be copying me anyway.
Just disclaimer for the next one. Fucking West Ham against Spurs. That's a good game. That's a really good game.
That is a very good
Must
game.
win for Mourinho, really, that, isn't it?
So,
I'm gonna go
I'd
two-
say this is fixture of a week.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Well,
See, this is what I mean. I
that's why
went for 2-2.
Well, this is why I was trying to say, can I go first? Because I was going to go for 2-2.
Oh. We can all go for the same, it's alright.
You know what?
I'm going to change to 1-1.
You bottler. Back your original statement.
Next.
It's too late. I've wrote it down 1-1. Okay, then we've got United against Newcastle.
3-0 United.
I went for 2-0.
Back with a bang.
I'm going to go for 1-1.
Oh, please, no. I can't go through another game like that.
Then we've got Arsenal against City.
Ooh. I'm going to say 1-1. I think Arteta gets a point against the master.
Arsenal against City.
That's another one more out of hope than expectation.
I think 3-0. City.
I've went for 2-1 City. And then finally, it's Merseyside Derby.
Ooh. 2-1 Everton.
Right. Backing him to score 2 goals like Calvin Lewin. You're brave.
Yeah, Gylfi Sigurdsson, false 9. He's an absolute bagsman. Oh, Josh King. Josh King can put a shift in.
Oh, he's going to be so annoying. He's just one of them players that just runs all day.
I forgot he'd went to Everton.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2-0 Liverpool.
I've went for 2-1.
I pray.
With a Thiago yellow card.
Is that your rogue shout? Because I don't think that's rogue enough, to be honest.
Yeah, right enough.
We need to do a rogue shout, don't we?
Do you know what?
Okay.
Honestly, do you know how bad he's honestly worse than Lucas Leiva for picking up bookings him, and he was fucking terrible.
Surely it's a matter of time before he gets sent off. Oh,
Yeah,
go on.
but you
Go
know
on
what?
then.
That's
Yeah,
going to
you
be.
know.
You
Do
know,
you know
you've
what?
stole mine. You've literally stolen mine.
Yeah, I want to put that one down because I'll really enjoy that one.
Well,
All right, fair enough.
Thiago
do you know
red
what?
card.
Really go out there and say he gets sent off for a tackle on Richarlison.
Nah, it's too far.
Hey,
He'll probably-
hey, if it happens,
Nah, he'd probably do it getting outpaced by Sigurdsson or something. Or like spun by Jordan Pickford.
oh. Wait, so is that your rogue shout? Is it
Yeah.
to get sent off?
Yeah.
What about you, Ray?
I'm going to go for a left wing one. I'm going to go for a major VAR incident in the Southampton Chelsea game.
What counts as a major incident?
I feel like that's not that rogue. I feel like that's just.
There's something different, boys.
I like
Let me have
that.
it.
I'll let you have it.
Major counts
Yeah,
if you're chatting about it more than 3 minutes on Match of a Day.
Does it count if
I will
Jamie
time it.
Carragher says there more than 5 times in the analysis? There. I'm going to go with Ozan Kabak scores his first goal for Liverpool.
That's very rogue.
It is. I'm backing him. He's a big fella. Get his head on a corner.
Not with Big Ben Godfrey back there. And Yeri Mina.
It's more if Trent can clear the first man. To be honest.
What was it? Lost possession 45 times against Leicester, wasn't
He looks like he's turned it round. To be honest.
Yeah, but who's counting?
it? I reckon Wan-Bissaka would have put more crosses on people's heads in that game.
To be fair, Wan-Bissaka does get a lot of points for looking like he's defending really well. He does clean up on that.
Well, yeah, he pocketed Mbappe better than anyone at Barcelona did last night.
Barcelona is finished.
Yeah,
Sorry, just before we end, can we just address how bad they are?
yeah, they're a bit of a mess, to be honest.
Do you know they still owe money
Who's Messi
for
going to?
Malcolm?
Forgot he even went to them.
Yeah, he's left the club now. I think he's in. I think he's at
Zenit. Yeah.
Zenit,
they owe money for him still. Like I swear they haven't paid his transfer fee.
Oh yeah, they're in so much debt.
Don't they owe
finished.
Liverpool a few million
they-
if Coutinho reaches a certain amount of
No,
appearances?
it's like 20 million.
But then they offers like some more on top.
No,
If
it's if he makes 7 more appearances or something in the league. So he's come back from injury and they won't play him now.
Is that actually true? I heard that, but I thought
Apparently,
it's
yeah.
going to be exaggerated. But if that's
Nah,
true, that's mental.
Apparently, honestly, do you know what it is? It's the fact that they are paying one player £1 million a week. How could you expect that to be sustainable? Unless you are winning like league titles, Champions Leagues, cups, and like getting a ton of money from investors. It's never going to be sustainable.
Do you think Messi could leave?
Oh yeah, I think he's gone.
First time.
PSG. PSG, I think.
I think City.
I
City
think
for everyone.
I
I
think.
think for everyone.
It's crazy to think next time we go Barcelona, Espanyol is going to be the biggest club.
Like I'm just looking at it and think, look at what Pep's doing with Gundogan in the false nine.
Yeah, but I think
Like,
I don't know. I think he'd like the idea of going and playing with Mbappe, Neymar. He can sort of stat pad in League On, and there's the chance of winning the Champions League.
potentially. I mean, I feel like he's got more of a chance going
Yeah,
to City winning it.
well, I don't know. They never get past
I feel like
quarters,
it'd
do
be a
they?
bigger achievement going to. Yeah, I feel like it'd be a bigger achievement going and winning it with City than it would be PSG.
Has he got the balls of someone like Ronaldo to do
I
that?
don't see it. I don't see him coming to City.
Not
Would
at this
you want
stage
him
in
to?
not at this stage in his career. I think it's too late.
For football, yes, but in terms
This is what I
of,
mean.
for
It's a
my
big
own-
debate of one side of argument. You want to see him, the best player ever, come to the league.
But at the same time, I just know what it
watch.
would mean.
Like, does he really want to come to England and get booted around by James Tarkowski and Ben Mee at Burnley
gonna
on a
get
Tuesday?
That is
booted
li-
around.
That is crazy. That was literally the first name that
sorry,
popped
but
into my
if-
head. when you were saying it.
Nah, if David Silva can do it, then Lionel Messi can do it. Like, I don't believe in all that shit. If I can't do it on a wet Thursday night,
No, but I think the Premier League is a lot more physical than what it would be if he went to League On.
True, but then he slaps every single team he plays from England in the Champions League. So
I can't wait to see him come up against Burnley away on Boxing Day.
I just looking at Ben Mee and looking at thinking, what is that? Not seen one of those before. Oh.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up. We've had a bit of a good little rant today. Got a lot off our chest.
Yeah.
Didn't think they'd be as spicy, that one, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Anything else?
Well, let's leave with one last quiz. I've just actually thought of this, mate. Right, so usually takes like 2 to 3 weeks for us next to do the podcast. For an extra 3 points, let's all guess how many bookings we think Thiago will pick up in the space between
How
the
many
next
games?
podcast.
How many games?
What, before the next podcast? I know that's the thing. We don't know when it's going to be. So
No, but how? Like,
I'm going to say 5. No, that's too many. 4,
Nah,
4.
I'll say 2.
ooh.
I'll be lenient with him.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say 2 because part of me thinks he's gonna get sent off, and those will be his 2 bookings, and he won't play. He might get left out of the team for a bit after that,
Yeah, true.
potentially. But
And I don't want to be able to see him as you, so I'm going to change mine to 3.
There you go. Anyway,
Something to keep an eye on.
exactly. Anyway, we'll wrap things up. Thanks for listening if you've made it this far. And we'll probably be back in around 2-3 weeks for another ding dong about Thiago, hopefully, or United being back in the title race. Anything else anyone wants to say, or we done?
I think we're done.
That sounds done. Right. Shit. Thanks for listening. Follow us at 2Reds1Devil on Twitter, and see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Peace.